Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a very new and popular rage in Asia right now, grilling on parchment paper. I never knew about it until I ate at this place, and then I did a little bit of research and found out it's a very popular method of grilling meats right now in Asia. This place is the first place I encountered this method. I'm at Honeypig on South Eastern Avenue. There are two locations in the Vegas area, one on Spring Mountain in Chinatown and this one on Southeastern and 215 near Anthem. Their all-you-can-eat is around $30 and it's an all-you-can-eat barbecue with all your sides and meats. Like all Korean barbecues, they have a large selection of sides and appetizers that you can add to your meal. The appetizers alone could be a meal in itself. Most Korean barbecues will have a corn cheese dish. It's corn with tons of melted cheese served on a hot plate. So if you like cheese and if you like corn, this is a really good dish. Cheesy corn, and it stays hot. Great addition to your meal. These are the deep fried dumplings from the appetizer section of the menu. All of the appetizers are included in the all-you-can-eat. They also have an a la carte menu with some special items. These are very similar to the fried gyoza or the Chinese dumplings that are deep fried. There are many variations that have a similar taste. The steamed egg is also a very popular item at Korean barbecues. It's a very fluffy egg that resembles a scrambled egg, only fluffier and lighter, more softer in texture. It comes in a heated stone bowl and usually lightly salted. Some places will add scallions and sometimes even cheese. It's a little fluffier at some other places. The one here was pretty standard, no scallions, no cheese, but it does the job. If you like eggs, this is something you can order. The two Honeypig locations in Vegas are different. They have different items on the menu and they are different in the quality of food. The thing that I like at this place in Henderson is their a la carte items. This is the dumpling rice cake soup. This is the boiled version of the deep fried dumpling served with chewy rice cakes with eggs swirled into the soup and some toppings, scallions, a little bit of seaweed. This is like a comfort soup. The rice cakes are a very good texture when you chew it. It's a chewy version of noodles. The wrapper of these dumplings are thinner and more softer, and they contain some type of a pork filling. The soup itself is similar to an egg drop soup. The rice cakes mixed with the dumplings add a very fun eating experience. They add a fun chewiness to a dumpling soup. I found the soup here to be seasoned very well. There's some beefiness to the broth and the egg drop soup feeling. I'm not exactly sure about the price, but I think it goes around $15. On this trip, I got thinly sliced beef brisket with marinated short ribs and one pork belly strip. This is not my first time here, so I have grilled on the parchment paper before. Parchment paper can be used for baking and grilling. Parchment paper burns at around 450 degrees, so they say if you're baking with it, keep it at 350 degrees or less. As for grilling, it says it prevents the meat from sticking to the grill and it helps to absorb and eliminate some of the oils and fats that come out when you're grilling. Now, Korean barbecue prizes the fat content. Even the brisket is deliberately cut with some of the fat to add some of that richness. Korean barbecue is not much of a lean meats type of a meal. The beef brisket are thinly sliced and often is served with the sesame oil and salt and some type of a ponzu sauce or a seasoned soy sauce. The pork belly, we only got one strip. It is very fatty, but once again, the Korean barbecue and a lot of Asian cultures prize the fat. Because of the fattiness, a good complement is the garlic and jalapeno and this red bean paste, which is a little bit spicy but not too spicy, adds a good flavor. The garlic pieces are fairly large, but they do help cut the fatty taste. This is both extremes in your mouth. super fatty from the pork belly and also super garlicky. The marinated short ribs are limited to 1 per person and they are sweet. They come in the marinade, and you know already if you've had Korean barbecue, this is one of the most prized items on the Korean barbecue menu. The marinated short ribs are a little bit less sweeter than a teriyaki and has a really great flavor in the marinade. Honeypig also has something called a pickled radish wrap. They are thinly sliced radish wrap that has been pickled. A slightly sweet, a little bit tangy. It's a great complement and a great vessel for wrapping your short ribs. A lot of times I'll just eat my meat by itself, but sometimes when you eat it this way, it adds more flavor, much more interesting. And the more traditional way is to use this leafy lettuce. They also have a salad with a dressing, but this is the most traditional way to eat Korean barbecue. The leafy lettuce is often used with rice, adding the meat and a chili paste or a seasoned soybean paste. Oftentimes, other vegetable items or banchan side dishes may be added to the wrap. This is kind of like a vegetarian Asian fajita. You can eat the Korean barbecue items any way you like, or you can eat it the traditional way, or you can use this video as a guide. Or if you're really stuck, you could look at the people around you and copy what they're doing. You can be creative or create your own combinations. This is all you can eat meat to your heart's content, so I didn't film the whole meal. I ate quite a bit, so I was already pretty full and I was ready for my last round. And for my last round, I got the thinly sliced beef bulgogi. Thin, sweet slices of beef. When Honeypig opened years ago, the first location in Chinatown, they were known for these huge ceramic barbecue grills that were kind of like an upside down bowl. At that time, they started every customer's meal by piling huge portions of soybean sprouts and kimchi upon the grill. That's how they started every meal. And this second location on Southeastern has been around for quite a while, but the two restaurants are completely different. And now today, it is one of the only places that I know of that grills on parchment paper. Some people don't like the parchment paper. They say they can't get a good old-fashioned char on it, but you know what, it does char and the paper does burn. You do have to change the paper out often, frequently, to prevent burning. But as for grilling the meats, I found it to be no hindrance at all. It was a little bit different, but I found it to be very convenient. It's very easy to change the paper out. They can do that for you in a matter of minutes. I was able to get good char and sear on my meats. I'm not sure about how effective it was in cutting the excess oil or greasiness, but the grilling process itself seemed the same as if you were grilling without the paper. Honeypig is a good choice for all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue. They can get busy, but they're not as busy as some of the locations in Chinatown. Also, their a la carte menu offers some really good specialty dishes. And for those of you who live in South Las Vegas or near Henderson, this is very convenient because you don't have to drive as far. And that's gonna wrap it up here at Honeypig in South Las Vegas. So thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next video.